Hello and welcome back to Inside the Church, our virtual tour around St. Anthony Parish. And today we're coming again from the choir loft as we look at our beautiful stained glass windows up here. And today we'll take a look at the life of St. Lawrence, this very important saint in the early church. He was a martyr and he was also a deacon. And so our brief catechesis and formation will center upon those two things, his diaconate and his martyrdom. And so a brief word on martyrdom. Martyrdom means to witness to bear testimony. So think of it in a legal sense, that if you were to go to court or trial today, you would see many witnesses brought forth, and they testify to the evidence, to the facts. And so martyrs in the church are that ultimate witness, that ultimate testimony to the beauty, the truth, the goodness of Christianity, that it's all true, that Christ is who he says he was, and that he died for us and he rose from the death. I mean, think about it. They were given the option to deny Christ and live. And they said no, because they firmly believed it and were willing to die for it. That's why the martyrs are the ultimate witnesses. They shed their blood for the truth of the faith. And so you see St. Lawrence depicted in red, signifying he shed his blood for Christ. And when we celebrate the feast day of martyrs, you see it also within the church. The priest wears a red chasuble, red vestment, to remind us of that great testimony of the saint. And so a second word on the diaconate. So we see the diaconate has a very prominent role in the early church. We see that with St. Stephen, we see that in the Acts of the Apostles, and they have that special ministry to those in need, whether it be spiritually or materially, that they're configured to Christ the servant in a special way, that Christ Jesus came not to be served, but to serve. And so the diaconate has that special place of reaching out to those in need. And St. Lawrence was in charge of doing that in Rome, caring for those in need. And so Emperor Valerian heard of the riches of the church. We still have them today, for example, the chalices and stuff like that. And he wanted to get his hands on that. He wanted that money for him. And so he told Deacon Lawrence, assemble together the riches of the church. And so Deacon Lawrence, being shrewd and smart, said, well, give me a few days to get, business in order and I'll bring it back to you. So when Deacon Lawrence came back, he brought with him all those of the church served, all those in material need. He brought with him many, many numbers of people and said to the emperor, here's the riches of the church. And obviously Emperor Valerian was very, very furious. And he didn't just want to kill Lawrence, he wanted to put him to a slow, torturous death. And so you see St. Lawrence with the instrument that killed him, the gridiron. So imagine a fire and then the gridiron is on top of it. That's how St. Lawrence was slowly roasted to death. But here's the beauty of the saints, that they knew the power of Christ even in their death could not sting them. And so the tradition says that as he was being slowly roasted on one side, he looked at his persecutors and said, I'm done on this side, turn me over. Pretty funny joke, but testifies to the power of Christ. Turn me over, I'm done on this side. And then finally, as he died, he did something very profound. Like Christ and St. Stephen, he commended his spirit. And then he prayed for his persecutors. He prayed for the conversion of Rome. And what's amazing, a few decades later, in 313, Christianity became legal in Rome. Started spreading rapidly around Rome. So hope you learned a thing or two about St. Lawrence and martyrdom and the diaconate. And until next time, God bless.